we will study about asking information. In daily life, especially in communication, there are question and answer between the speaker and listener. In a conversation between speaker and listener, must be question and answer like a simple example. When we say, "How are you?" then our interlocutor will answer, "I'm fine," or "I'm not really fine," or other answer. In communicating, the most important thing is our intention and objective conveyed, such as expressing something, giving information, or asking something. On this occasion, we will discuss about asking and giving information, and let's look together about asking and giving information definition and example of conversation in English. Asking and giving information is the activity of asking or giving information to the interlocutor. Asking and giving permission is an important expression in English. Mastering several expressions about the area of conversation is certainly mandatory. Asking information can be as simple as asking for time, or as complicated as asking for details about a complicated process. We will study about asking and giving information definition and example of conversation in English. Asking and giving information is the activity of asking or giving information to the interlocutor. Asking and giving permission is an important expression in English. Mastering several expressions about the area of conversation is certainly mandatory. Asking information can be as simple as asking for time, or as complicated as asking for details about a complicated process. In both cases, it is important to use form according to the situation. For example, when asking for information from a friend, use a more informal form. When asking for a college, use a more formal form. Finally, when asking for information from stranger, use direct from construction. Example of asking and giving information conversation. The example for simple situation between the customer and shop assistant. When the customer asks, "Excuse me, can you tell me where I can find menswear?" So the shop assistant will reply, "Sure, menswear is on the second floor." So the customer say, "Oh, also could you tell me where seats are?" So the shop assistant reply, "No problem, seats are on the third floor at the back." So the customer said, "Thanks for your help," and the shop assistant said, "With my pleasure." The second example from simple situation between brother and sister. The brother asks, "When does the movie start?" And the sister replied, "I think it's at 9 o'clock. So the brother said, "Check, will you?" The sister said, "You are so lazy, just a second." The brother said, "Thanks, sis." The sister said, "Yes, it starts at 9 o'clock. Is formal situation between man and a business college. The man asks, "Excuse me, would you mind answering some question?" And the business college replied, "I'd be happy to help." So the man said, "I wonder if you could tell me when the project is going to begin?" So the business college said, "I believe we're beginning the project next month." So the man said, "And who will be responsible for the project?" And the business college said, "I think Bob Smith is in charge of the project." And the man said, "Okay, finally, won't you mind telling me how much the estimate could be?" The business colleague said, "I'm afraid I can't answer that. Perhaps you should speak with my director." And the man said, "Thank you. I thought you might say that. I'll speak to Mr. Anders." The business colleague replied, "Yes, that will be the best for that type of information." And the man said, "Thank you for helping out." And the business colleague said, "My pleasure." And that was the explanation and example of asking and giving information. Hopefully that has been conveyed can be useful. Asking for information can be as simple as asking for the time, or as complicated as asking for details about a complicated process. In both cases, it is important to use the appropriate form for the situation. For example, when asking for information from a friend, use a more informal or colloquial form. When asking a colleague, use a slightly more formal form, and when asking for information from a stranger, use an appropriately formal construction.